Welcome to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast with your direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger. Badass Direct Sales Mastery is a podcast for rock star direct sales moms who are determined to make their business kick ass. Jennie will share her knowledge of effective sales and recruiting techniques, tips to get what you want from your business, and will interview direct sales professionals and leaders from various companies. The interviews will give insight to how these rock stars got to where they are and where they plan to grow in the future. And now, the direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger.
Welcome back to another episode of Badass Direct Sales Mastery. I'm your host, Jennie Bellinger, your direct sales dom, helping you whip your business into shape. And I am very excited because even though we are an international podcast and I have interviewed people in North America, US, and Canada before, we have our very first international non-English speaker as my guest here today, Luisa Cunha. Did I say that right?
Cunha.
Cunha?
Yes, Luisa Cunha.
Luisa, I should have asked that beforehand. See, guys, you don't have to be perfect to be a podcaster. Yeah. So Luisa Cunha is a therapist and she specializes in aromatherapy. She gives training with aromatherapy for all women who want to find their physical, emotional, and spiritual balance through essential oils. So welcome to the show, Luisa.
Hello, thank you for your invitation. I'm very happy to be here with you.
Oh, I'm so excited. So let our listeners know, where are you from?
I'm from Portugal. I'm from Lisbon, and I'm very Portuguese. So I hope you understand my English.
Oh, it's very good. Don't worry. And trust me, your English is much better than my Portuguese. So Luisa, tell our listeners, how did you get started with doTERRA essential oils as part of your aromatherapy practice?
Yes, I started with doTERRA more or less 5 years ago because I have allergies, pollens, and I was very bad. And I was taking lots of medicines and the medical doesn't understand what I have. And the universe brings me doTERRA and essential oils. And I started with 3 oils in more or less a week. I don't have any symptoms, anything. So I was astonished with that. And I started to using with my family and change all my life. And doTERRA brings me a new life and brings me the energy that I have lost because of the old medicines that I take.
Oh, that is wonderful to hear. And you and I met through BNI. I swear the listeners right now, they are probably so sick of hearing BNI, but guys, we are in network marketing, direct sales, and MLM. 50% of our job is to build our network, and BNI is how I do it. There are lots of other networking ways to do it, but this is how Luisa and I got connected. Yeah. So tell me about your journey of being with doTERRA and then jumping in with BNI, and how has this helped your business?
Yes, I started to sharing doTERRA with friends and all my therapy. And then I need to have more contact with other entrepreneurs. And I joined BNI. And BNI was amazing because I can share more doTERRA. I can help more people with essential oils. And it's very important. Network marketing it's important in my life, and BNI is too.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I love about BNI is not just the referrals, which is why most people join, of course, because it does really help build your business through word of mouth referral, which is the most powerful way to build a business. We all know this. Otherwise, network marketing wouldn't exist. Yeah, because that's how we all build our business, right? But what has kept me around in BNI are the relationships, the education, the all that I've learned that I've been able to apply to my business because of the people that I've met and all of that. So for you, what has been a big boost to your business because of BNI? How has it really helped your business?
Yes, BNI was getting out of my comfort zone and is growing by a person and the business. And I can know more people and knowing that their needs and I with doTERRA, I can help them and grows my business. I'm in BNI more or less 3 years, and it's very important. It's a big part of my results. And I think the relationship, the education, it's growing by like a person and like entrepreneur that brings me more. I can achieve more people and I can help more people with all the contacts that I have in the BNI.
I agree. I agree. I have said for years, I cannot imagine my business without BNI. I'm so relational that I prefer having those warm introductions than the cold chasing down of potential clients, right? It's so much easier this way.
Yeah, and you learn a lot with another entrepreneurs, and you learn how to be in public, to speak in public. It's growing every day with BNI.
Yes. The public speaking piece, I don't know what it's like for people in Portugal, but I know here in the US, there's a statistic that says that more people are scared of public speaking than they are of dying.
Yes, because speaking in public speaking, it's crazy because we shake and we have fear with what we have to do and speak. And BNI gives me the chance to get out of my comfort zone and be with another people that teach me another things. And we can grow as an entrepreneur, but we give. Sorry, I'm speaking Portuguese in the middle of this speak. We win and we give to the others too. So
exactly,
it's a giver's game.
It is. And so in your 5 years in business with doTERRA, what would you say is your proudest accomplishment, the thing that you are most proud of that you achieved with your business?
Well, to help more people. And I 5 years ago, I can imagine that I'm in public speaking about essential oils and can give the opportunity to other persons to have a better life and balance in their life. So it changed my life. And I say it's doTERRA changed my life, so can change your life. That's why I had a podcast that calls Aromatherapy Can Change Your Life. And the essential oils is a gift. The nature gives this essential oil. So we have to use it and have a gratitude that essential oils can help physical, emotional, and mental. So it's very important.
I love it. Yeah, and I love that you have a podcast. I totally forgot that you have a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And it's called Aromatherapy Can Change Your Life?
Yes, but in Portuguese, aromaterapia pode mudar a tua vida.
There you go. What she said, guys. So to our listeners who are Portuguese speakers, go check out her podcast. Or maybe if you just want to immerse yourself into the world of Portuguese aromatherapy.
And learn Portuguese.
Learn Portuguese and aromatherapy at the same time. Go take a listen to Luisa Cunha, and we'll make sure that we put the link to your podcast in the show notes as well. Because, hey, if we can make it easy for people to go take a listen to your show, let's do that. I love promoting other podcasters. I love having a network of people who can help with that. So the next thing that I'm curious about with your business is what has been an obstacle other than the pandemic, because we've all dealt with that. What's an obstacle in your business that you have continued to have struggles with, or maybe you're in the middle of dealing with right now that maybe our listeners could help give you an answer to, or maybe I have something I can share with you here?
I think so. The mindset, it's important, the mindset. Don't quit. have the confidence, and even the bad days, you thinking, no, I can get it, I can do it, I can help more people. That it's the issue. And every day, I think mindset is important. I have phrases that I think every day that keeps me the focus or where I want to go. And I think the mindset is very important to keep going.
Absolutely. And I think part of that too is understanding that we're going to have up days, we're going to have down days. We're going to have good days, we're going to have bad days. And the key is to not allow the bad days to be the time when you make the decision about whether you're going to stick with the business or not. You know, one of the very first interviews I did on the podcast was with a gal in San Francisco. She is with a company called Rodan and Fields, which is a skincare company. And she has been, one of their top level leaders for years and years and years. She's been with them, I think, probably 9 years now. And she said in her interview, or maybe it wasn't during her interview, we might have just talked about it off camera or something. I don't know. I'd have to go back and listen. It's been 2 years since I put that podcast out. But Andrea Burnett said whenever she has a team member who calls her up and they're ready to quit, her recommendation is, okay, I totally get how you feel. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Go fill your bathtub, pour a glass of wine, light some candles, lay in the bath, relax, and call me back tomorrow and we'll talk about it.
Yes, tomorrow is another day. No. Yeah.
And I was like, that is the most wonderful set of advice for someone who's having a bad day and they're going, I want to quit. I'm ready to be done. I was like, that is some very solid advice. Go take a bath, pour a glass of wine, and just relax. And now you could even add in and put in a few drops of
an essential oil. And I ask a question: why are you doing this? What was your deal? Why are you waking up and do this business? Yeah, it's very important, because if we wake up and we have thinking what we are doing this business, I think it gives the energy to keep going. Yeah, it's very important. What are your why is very important.
Yes, I agree. So I think that's an important piece, but I think it sometimes helps to just, when people are in that bad space, they're sometimes not ready to hear about the why. And
yes, of course.
So that's what Andrea was saying, is she said, we'd have that conversation the next day after they had calmed down,
breathe,
did some self-care, and then, we'll talk tomorrow. And usually she said they usually came back with a really good attitude.
All business have bad days. So it's important to keep going and keep the focus and be positive, even the bad days.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, and we're all allowed to have bad days and feel the bad feelings, and just recognizing it's not going to be that way forever. And I posted a quote by one of my clients' friends. She said, you know what? I saw her comment this on a Facebook post one time. My client's friend said, I never have bad days. I have bad moments, but I never have a bad day. And
the bad day gives you a force to keep going, because the bad days, in Portuguese, we said, closes the door, opens the window. So
yes, we've heard, we have that in English too. Yes. Yeah. When the universe closes a door, it always opens a window, right?
Yes. So,
and one of the things I've said to my clients, and I literally just had this conversation with one of my clients yesterday, hey, we can't have a rainbow without the rain.
Yeah.
Yes. And so it's just understanding those bad days give us perspective for our good days and make us so much more grateful for our good days.
Yes.
Yeah.
More stronger. Yeah.
I love that. And so, Luisa, you've been in business now for 5 years here in the United States. And I don't know if this is true in Portugal, so please let us know. But here in the United States, there's a statistic that says about 90% of people who go into direct sales are out of the business in 5 years or less. So you are part of the 10% that's made it the 5 years, and you're going strong, you're doing well. What would you say your secret to success is that's kept you as part of the 10% who's still in business?
Quit is not for my dictionary. So I think we have to purchase. I don't know how to say it in English. We have to keep going what you want. Mm-hmm. And I believe in doTERRA. I believe in essential oils. Changed my life. Changed my emotional life, my physical life. So I think I can help more people. So I still believe that even the bad days are to have me stronger. And I think we have to keep going and be focused. And if we want to help people to have a life, we want to help people have a better life, I have to keep going. I don't have the choice. I have to have energy, put some essential oil on me, and let's go.
I love that. Yeah, exactly. Because if we go out of business, there's a bunch of people who aren't going to get the help that we can provide, right? Yeah. So when the business becomes more than you, becomes more than the money that you make, and it becomes about the people you're helping, it's so much easier to stick with it because it's not about you, which is really interesting because that's also how I explain to people, how to make the sales conversation easier. Quit making the sale about you, the money that you make. When it comes to sponsoring and offering the business opportunity, quit making it about you. Yeah. Because it's not.
It's about the product and about the other. And it's the only thing, these two. The product that is very good, and the other, I want to help another persons to have a better life, physical and healthy, and money. So my mindset it's keep going in this focus.
I love that. And really I think that's the perfect way to wrap up this interview and this conversation. But that's not all, because Luisa also does have she's got an ebook and an audiobook. Now, be forewarned, of course, because her native language is Portuguese. Tell us a little bit about your audiobook and your ebook. What is it all about?
About the emotional that you can, with the essential oil, you can help stress and anxiety, sleeping well, have more focus, more energy. Essential oil can help in all these things. So I made an audiobook, an ebook in Portuguese, because I think most of the problems, physical problems, are connected with emotional. Mm-hmm. And it's important to focus in the emotional to help physical. The ebook and audiobook team is about emotional and how can you deal with the emotional and having essential oil with you and helping.
I love that. That is awesome to hear. So we are going to put the link to her audiobook and her ebook in the show notes. So for those of you who are regular listeners, you guys know how to get there. But if this is your first time listening to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery podcast, the way you get to the show notes is you're going to grab your phone, as long as you're not driving, click on the episode that you're listening to right now, pull it up, and then just scroll up a little bit and you will see the show notes where we have Luisa's contact information and the link to her ebook and audiobook right there, and you can click there. Now, English speakers, fear not, because if you download the ebook, there is a thing called Google Translate. So if you want to translate it and learn what Luisa has to say, you can download the ebook, run it through the Google Translate, and be able to read it in English. So, frankly, it doesn't even matter if you're an English speaker. Anybody, somebody who wants to read it in French, wants to read it in Spanish, here you go, right? So Google Translate, hey, people, use your tools. As a former teacher, I used to tell my students all the time, hey, when you go out in the real world you're not going to be expected to know all the things. You're going to be able to go look at the internet. You're going to be able to, now we can pull out our phones and find the answers. So I say, I taught my kids, what's more important is that you know where to find the answers and if you can trust the answers, right?
Yeah.
So, telling people, hey, use your resources. She's got it. Luisa, you have a great book that's an opportunity for people to learn more about aromatherapy and how it can help their emotional well-being and their physical well-being at the same time. Why wouldn't you take advantage of it? So thank you for offering this opportunity for our listeners and especially to expose them to a new language. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Absolutely. No, I so appreciate you being here and I appreciate you taking time because I don't know what time it is where you are. We're recording this mid-afternoon for me here in the US. I'm sure it's early
evening here. It's evening.
Yeah. So thank you for taking time out of your evening to come share your story, your journey with my listeners. And Luisa and I have already figured out we're going to also do a version of this in Portuguese. We're going to bring in a translator so that way our Portuguese listeners get an opportunity to hear Luisa in her native language, and we'll bring in a translator so that way I have an idea of what's going on.
You are learning Portuguese too.
Exactly. I love pulling back the curtain and letting the audience hear about some of the fun things that happen in the pre and post interviews sometimes. And I've got to admit, right before Luisa and I jumped on, I ran to Google Translate on my computer here really quickly and said, how do you say hello in Portuguese? Luckily, it's really easy. It's just like saying hello in Spanish. They just spell it differently. Yeah. Spanish people, Mexicans, they put an H in front of it. The Portuguese goes, no, it's hola.
Exatamente, exactly.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. We took that silent H off there. Nobody says it anyway. It's confusing, right? I like the practicality of the Portuguese people. So, well, thank you, Luisa, so much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate.
So funny. Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate you so much. And I look forward to our continued relationship. So, and listeners, Badass Crew, you guys, thank you so much for being here for another episode. And please reach out, connect with Luisa and thank her for being so brave to come on and do an interview in her second language or third language. I don't even know how many languages you speak, but you did an amazing job, Luisa. So please, guys, reach out to Luisa and tell her how awesome she was. She did a great job. Help build her network of English speakers as well. I'm sure she'd love to connect with you guys as well. So thank you, Badass Crew. And stay tuned because there is another episode on its way.
Thanks for listening to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast with your direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger. Why are you waiting to go to badassdirectsalesmastery.com? Don't make the dom get her whip. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share it with another rock star that you know in direct sales after you subscribe to the podcast so you won't miss any future episodes. You can also check out the show notes for links and any contact information mentioned in today's episode. We'll see you next time.